What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 17th tutorial in Java game development, and in this tutorial we're going to be making a frame, making it full screen, but we're going to be doing it a little teeny bit different than last time, because this time we're going to be needing to create a buffer strategy. And if you forgot from like tutorial 14 or something, this is a thing that takes away flickering. So this is pretty important. So let's go ahead and make a little comment right now and say make frame full screen, because in essence that's all this is going to do. So public void, and just name it set full screen. Look good. And of course it's going to take display mode DM as a parameter. And now let's build the body of this baby. Build the body of this baby. I like how that just rolled off my tongue. So let's go ahead and make J frame f equal new JFrame, and let's go ahead and set that frame undecorated and set it to true. And this means it doesn't have title bars or scroll bars or nothing like that. And what else do we want to do? F set ignore repaint true, and F set resizable false, so they can't resize it. And let's see, oh, another thing we need to do, this is pretty important. In order to make it full screen, get access to the video card, set full screen window, and as parameters takes what do you want to set full screen? Well, that frame we just made. So set the frame full screen. And what this does right here is take that frame, which is pretty much just like a little window on your computer, and it makes it full screen on your entire monitor. Pretty awesome, huh? Now let's go ahead and write a simple if statement to check like last time. If display mode not equal to null, and video card dot is display change supported, pretty much if you can, where the heck did that come from? There we go. If display change is supported, this pretty much means can you change your display mode? What do you want to do? We want to try to take that video card and set display mode equal to DM. Oh, I already filled it in for us. And if we can't do that, then we just need to catch an error. Exception EX. Looks good. So now outside your if block, one last thing you want to do for this method is you need to create that buffered strategy. And I told you what it was, and it sounded pretty confusing how to do all this. But now what we can do is take that frame that we made and create buffer strategy. And the number of buffers is 2. And with 2 buffers, if you remember, we can do the page flipping one. So instead of just having 1 buffer to draw off screen and copy it on our window, we can have 2 pretty much separate pieces of panels to draw off screen. And then we can just draw one, point to it, and that's what shows up on our screen. Then when the other one is ready, have that one show up on our screen. And instead of writing all that code about what buffer we want to show up on our screen, the only thing we need to do is throw in a couple methods, and this is one of them. So this creates your buffer strategy, and when 2, it means there are 2 different buffers to show up, well, not to show up, 2 different buffers outside your monitor that we're going to be using. And well, that's it for this method really. So now aside from this method, what we need to do is we need to get graphics to display. And in essence, later on in another class, we're going to take that graphics object, which is G, and we're going to set it equal to something. But what we're going to set it equal to is kind of dependent on what we're going to be writing now. So let's go ahead and make we will set graphics object equal to this. And by this I don't mean the keyword this, I mean whatever this method returns, that's where we're going to be setting that graphics object equal to. So public graphics 2D, need that D to be capitalized since it's going to return a graphics 2D object, since we need to set it equal to it, and just name it get graphics. Easy enough. I got like the hiccups or something. It's annoying. So get graphics, bam. So let's go ahead and get that window. W window equals vc.get full screen window, and what this does is, if I type that correctly, it stores your entire thing that's on your full screen into the object or variable W. How awesome. So now we can do things like test things on W. So if W is not equal to null, so if actually you have something you're looking at, what do we want to do? We need to get buffer. Let me make sure I type this right. Buffer strategy. Did I type that right? Yep. S, and set it equal to W dot get buffer strategy. And what this does is, now that we have that window and we know it's not equal, or excuse me, we know it has some kind of information in it, we set this object buffer strategy equal to the get buffer strategy in that. And this will make sense when I explain it later on. But in essence, what we want to do is, now that we have the S set to something, we can return that object. So return, and of course, if this isn't a graphics 2D object already, we want to convert it to one. Graphics 2D S get draw graphics. So now, once we return this, and hopefully it will return this instead of, let's just go ahead and make else return null in case things go wrong. So now what we're going to do is have that G, and we're going to set it equal to graphics 2D. So now that G is going to be a graphics 2D object, so now we can call graphics 2D methods on it, and of course s.getDrawGraphics. So that's pretty much is all it's doing for right now. And let's see what other methods. We have to make an update, and we're actually going to be doing an update method which pretty much updates the display in the next tutorial. But for right now, what did we go over? Set full screen to change our window to full screen, and we also made our return get graphics so we can have something to set our graphics object equal to. So for now, thank you guys for watching. I'll explain this later. Once our whole entire program is built, it'll make perfect sense to you. But for now, it's probably confusing. We just need to get these methods built and out of the way. So thank you guys for watching. In the next tutorial, we're going to be building an update and some other cool, neat little methods. So thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.